Peace FM 104.3.
Final thoughts on just two quick things. ABC, you useless imports. Cranium sebe.
Yes.
Yes. Now domestication and kebabwa. That's one leg of it. Second leg, how then do you react to that famous line? If the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you.
It is true, and it continues to be true. Chairman Obia, who has had a stint with with economics, but we tell you, say, there are different theories on exchange rate determination, but common themes and common variables that run through all these theories, and they say you can't talk about exchange rate determination without talking about your economic growth rate. You can't talk about it without talking about interest rates. What is here now? And of course, exchange rate show implications on inflation. There's a friend passed through. And sometimes inflation has gone up and so on and so forth. Sometimes it is also because of the effect of exchange rate. And to say exchange rate it would be if your economic growth the exchange rate would tell you, say, there are issues with your economic growth. If interest rates are unreasonably high, you can tell that when the exchange rate is beginning to misbehave. What is here? And it is true, it's a valid economic statement to make. Say, when the economic fundamentals are having issues, are troubled, you can tell that by looking at the exchange rate. And now I can say, the economy is troubled. What is here? That is why we are finding that the exchange rate is not doing well. And that statement is correct. However, if you know that this is the situation, so what do you do? Even though the market determines the risk, but there are some factors that cause the market to react. The market only responds to factors. And you don't want the exchange rate to say, what do you do? Work on your economic growth rate, work on your interest rates, work on your inflation, and so on and so forth. Exchange rate, the way you borrow, avoid becoming an addict of loans, so that you don't have to spend a greater percentage of your revenue on servicing debt. When these are all indicators or pointers of sound economic management, that your debt is within reasonable limits, that your exchange rate, your interest rate is within reasonable limits, and that again your economic growth rate is making some reasonable progress. What is here?
Matthias,
fundamentals near weak. It is for you. It was just in my view, it's a wake-up call that this statement, which is true in economics, reminds you, says so person exchange rate, you have to work on these fundamentals, because the exchange rate be jina. But if there is trouble, you can only tell. So when your economy is tempo, you can only tell, and now you can tell, say, there are issues with my economy, the health of my economy, by looking just merely at the exchange rate. And it's a true statement. Okay. For me, it was a wake-up call for government to focus on those fundamentals that will make sure that you have a stable exchange rate.
I think Mohammed and his thoughts. I think Medasiano pay.
Peace FM 104.3.